Beautiful.
Okay, look what we built. We're giving it all to you. Whoever the native people were who were still here and in the mission at that time, they said, okay, this section, this land is going to be yours, this land's going to be yours, this is going to be yours. They kind of just divvied it up. Bye, we're going to California. We heard the weather's better there. And so over time, this just becomes a community living much differently than they had when the Spanish were trying to direct this, we're going to teach you how to be like us. Now, it's a settlement here. People are at this point living in the Spanish way, right? They're speaking Spanish. They're still attending this church, even though over time it deteriorates. And then in the 1860s, so we're talking over 100 years after this is established, a new wave of missionaries come from a different order, not Franciscans anymore. These are Benedictine friars. And they're like, we're going to rebuild this place so we can live here and keep doing this whole missionary thing. So we can see evidence of that. These are original colonial columns. And then we've got some very architecturally distinct Gothic arches here. These are from the 1860s when the Benedictines come and want to revamp this place. And then we can also see evidence of more recent masonry. The National Park does have a masonry program where we repoint. That section there was all just repointed recently to keep these structures standing. And as I mentioned, as we walked past the church, this is still a functioning Catholic church. The Franciscans returned in the 30s when this was largely rebuilt. And so this is the mission itself changed dramatically, but was never fully abandoned. Usually people are like, okay, so when was it abandoned? But really never, because even as the Franciscans left, they said, okay, we leave all this to you. This is your community now. And there are still people living in this community that can trace their heritage here, that return. Some of them are still very connected to the Catholic Church and return here to worship, to celebrate marriages and baptisms and funerals, and some who come to honor their ancestors in other ways, but still return to these places.
Regular masses still?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Regular mass at all 4 mission locations. And they're all distinct congregations. So it's continuing to be, it's still a living community. It's just, again, changing. Now we're a national park and a World Heritage Site. right? So we have these differing needs of like, this is still someone's neighborhood church, but we're also welcoming visitors and trying to share the story of this place, because the missions are really what gave us San Antonio, and what San Antonio grew out of the seeds of these missions, where Native American and European cultures mixed and clashed and evolved into something new. So with that, I shall leave you, and we're right at the entrance to the sacristy if you'd like to head on right inside the church and take a look at that.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I need to scurry back to the visitor center, but if you have any questions, feel free to come find me there. Any other questions? So thank you all for your sticking with me.
Full. Can't get it in.
You want it?
Pull handle.
It's full. I'll stop it.
It's full. There we go.
You work for it.
Thank you. Oh, beautiful. Stations of the Cross.